Hi, everyone. Dr. Elizabeth Bonet here. Dr. Liz, welcome to the Hypnotize Me podcast. Before we jump in, please note that the podcast is not mental health treatment, nor should it replace mental health treatment. If you need psychotherapy or hypnotherapy, please seek treatment from a trained professional. I do hypnosis all over the world, so please feel free to contact me through my website, drlizhypnosis.com, DRLIZ hypnosis.com. Hi everyone, Dr. Liz here. Well, this is somewhat ironic that this book review is airing on the anniversary of my father's death, December 10th. He's been dead 34 years now. And in the previous interview, HM227, Feeling Your Feelings with Ashley Bernardi, we talk about her father's death as well as my own and how it really led to total transformation for her, as well as eventually writing this book about how to feel your feelings. So I highly recommend you go back and listen to that one. Ashley is such a wonderful interview, and I really had a very, very good time talking to her. So I suggest you listen to that one. Either search it up on the podcast player, or you can see it at my website always at drlizhypnosis.com/episode 226. You can find any of my episodes there, actually, if you do drlizhypnosis.com/ the episode and then the number, it'll pop right up. So this book is called Authentic Power. Give yourself permission to feel. And it goes into her feeling framework that we talked about in the previous interview. Like, how do you feel if you've shut down? If you've learned not to feel? If you've learned it's too dangerous, too unsafe to feel? She goes into that in this book. You know, I love Kindle books. I read a lot of books on my Kindle, not so much on the iPad, but definitely my Kindle. But I really suggest the paper version of this book because it is so beautiful. Like, the cover is beautiful. The print is beautiful. She has these feeling affirmations in them. This is one: I move with the ebb and flow of grief and find peace in the seasons of life. What a great one, particularly for this episode. And the affirmations are printed on a beautiful background. Then she has room in the book for some journaling. So a healing practice is what she calls them. She has several healing practices in here. So one is write a letter to someone close to you who has died. Express to them how they lived a good life and what meaning they brought to yours. So she then gives you space in the book to do that. She has quotes from different people before each chapter. And again, the background of the book, the background of that quote is a dark blue, and it's just a really beautiful book. So this is a combination book about all kinds of topics, and from advice and interviews with accomplished entrepreneurs, journalists, leaders in the thought and healing fields. So you get a little advice, you get a little healing, you get some exercises, you get some room to write. As well as she goes far more into the feel framework and says you got to feel it to heal it. We say the same thing in hypnosis, people. You got to feel it to heal it. And I know that's so difficult for some people. It's sometimes difficult for me. I got some really bad news last week. And if you've listened to the podcast for a while, you know I am a mostly recovered overeater and binger. And I did have a binge, because it was really hard to feel that day for me. I did want the distraction/comfort of food that day. I probably haven't binged in like years. Overeating, pretty rare for me these days, but it was just a very, very emotional day. It was feelings I didn't want to feel. The news I got brought back some feelings about my own father's death. And this is an emotional time for me, emotional time of the year. His birthday was on November 28th, right after mine. And then the anniversary of his death is December 10th. I had just edited the interview with Ashley, and I knew I was doing this book review. On top of that, I had a headache that had been lasting for days. So it was just a really, really difficult day. I talked to my best friend who's in Seattle about it actually, because I had heard someone say that food is not comfort. So be honest with yourself. She said it sort of harshly, like that be honest with yourself. You're going to eat to distract yourself, but your problems are still going to be there afterwards. So start with the truth. And I was just like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm an overeating expert myself. I work with people around decreasing overeating and binging and losing weight in my practice. And I really don't know about that statement. And Jill said to me, it doesn't matter whether you call it comfort or distraction. It's very natural for a human to want to run away from pain, from anyone, animal or human, to run away from pain. And so you can call a bath comfort, you can call food comfort, alcohol, gambling, like choose your poison there, right? And some things are better for you than others. So the bath and the journaling and all that stuff just wasn't doing it for me. So I was like, well, this is going to be it. It's funny because I said to my husband, I said I would get really drunk, which again, never happens for me. I'm a very rare drinker. Sorry for all the drinkers out there. If you feel betrayed in this moment, I know there's a lot of you out there, but I hardly ever drink, meaning once a month, less than once a month, people. But I said to my husband, if I didn't have a headache, I would get drunk right now. But I did have a headache and I knew it would make it like 10 times worse if I did drink. So instead, I made cookies, people. It was a comfort for me. All kinds of things are a comfort for me. That can be a comfort for you. It is an attempt to run away from pain. And sometimes that's okay. What's interesting that I didn't feel shame after it. I did it very consciously. It didn't feel compulsive, like I have to eat these cookies. It was just more like, I want to, and I'm going to tonight. And this is going to be the dopamine hit from the sugar that I need right now. I'm generally low carb, so cookies are generally not on the menu for me on a regular basis. So it was quite the dopamine hit. I know I'm just sharing now about what's been going on with me, but back to Ashley's book. It is lovely. I think it would make a really beautiful gift for someone. There's Christmas, there's Hanukkah, there's birthdays coming up. I'm sure there's some kind of holiday where you could give a gift whenever you listen to this. But I did want to air it before Christmas in 2021 so that people have the opportunity to buy it for someone if they would like to. It is a really beautiful book, beautiful to hold and read and see, as well as really beautiful exercises in it for your own healing. To buy it for yourself. It would be a nice present for yourself. The link to get it is in the show notes, as always, or on my website. You can see it there. And I hope for a peaceful holiday season for you. There's still so much grief in the world right now with COVID still going on. So if you're going through grief, I wish for you moments of peace, moments of happiness, good memories of the loved one you lost, that they come to you easily and they give you some comfort. Peace. I hope you truly enjoyed today's episode. Remember that you can get free hypnosis downloads over at my website, drlizhypnosis.com, DRLIZ hypnosis.com. I work all over the world doing hypnosis. So if you're interested in working with me, please schedule a free consultation over at my website, and we'll see what your goals are and if I can be of service to you in helping you reach them. Finally, if you liked today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast or tell a friend. That way, more and more people learn about the power of hypnosis. All right, everyone, have a wonderful week. Peace.